So, what is the definition of leaf? So, it is a lateral flattened structure borne on the stem. It is definitely a flattened structure only, no? Which is borne on the stem. On the stem, you can find the leaves. Okay. So, it develops at the node and bears a bud in its axis. In the last class only we have studied now, but the starting of the leaf, you will see two parts. One is the node and second one is the bud. So from the node, a leaf develops, and from the bud, new branches can develop. This is what we have studied. Okay. So the auxiliary bud later develops into a branch. Are you able to see that? So this auxiliary bud, it later develops into what? It later develops into a branch. Already we have studied. And from a node, what will originate? From node, what will originate? From node, leaves will originate. Already we have studied, no? So, leaves originate from shoot apical meristems and are arranged in an acropetal order. Okay. So, from where leaves will arise? Leaves will originate from shoot apical meristems. What is meant by meristems? So, those cells which divide continuously, they are called as meristems. So, from the shoot apical means at the topmost position. So, from the shoot apical meristems, leaves originate, and they are arranged in which order? They are arranged in acropetal order. So, here you are seeing this acropetal order, Mama. So, this kind of arrangement of leaves we can call it as acropetal order of arrangement. Are you able to understand? So, let us see what are the important parts which are present in this leaf. So, they are very important vegetative organs for photosynthesis. See, some of the plants, they produce this food material by using stems also. But in most of the plants, which is the main part for producing food material, main part is leaf itself. And there are some plants definitely which produce a food material by using stems also. Are you able to understand? Now let us see what are the different parts which are present in this stem, this leaf. Okay, ma? So this total area of the leaf, this you can call it as a leaf blade. Total area of the leaf you can call it as leaf blade, the blade of the leaf. And this one you can call it as margin of the leaf. And the supporting structure of the leaf is called as petiole. Supporting structure is petiole. And there is a main nerve in between this leaf which is called as midrib. Okay, ma? And through the midrib you can see the veins. Okay, and veins are again classified into veinlets. Are you able to understand? So, what is the use of this midrib here? What does the midrib do it for a leaf? It supports water, it supplies water and other nutrients to the leaf. Are you able to understand? Also, the food which is manufactured in the leaf, that is transported through this midrib only to different parts of the plant. Are you able to understand? And one more important function of this midrib is midrib veins and veinlets is that it supports the leaf lamina, or it supports the what you call the blade of the leaf. So it is responsible for supporting also. It is supporting the responsible for transporting of water also, nutrients also, and support transporting the starch to or food material to other parts of the plant also. So these are the different functions of the midrib. Okay, and veins and veinlets. Okay. So leaf is held to the stem by using what? Leaf is held to the stem by a part which is called as petiole. Are you able to understand? And this already we have studied. The distance between two nodes is called as internodes, and node is the point from where leaf will originate. Are you able to understand? And at the side of a node, you can find buds also, from where new branches will arise. Okay, and still any other points which are present here? That's it. Are you able to understand now? So these are the different main important parts which are present in the leaf. Okay. So already we have studied all of them. So three main parts of a typical leaf are what? Leaf base. What is meant by leaf base? So that is that point from where a leaf originates from the stem. Are you able to understand? Or you can say that is that point where petiole is attached to the stem. Petiole stem attached to that region, you can call it as the leaf base. Okay. And to the leaf base, what is attached? petiole is attached, and to the petiole, leaf blade will be attached. And this total area of this leaf, this you can call it as the lamina, or you can call it as the blade also, leaf blade also. Are you able to understand? So these are the three main parts in which we can divide a leaf. Okay. And stipule, what is meant by stipule? Already we know. Are you able to understand now? So, sorry, petiole, no, stipule. So stipule means, see now. So this is also leaf-like appendages. They too appear like leaf only, which are present on both sides of the node from which a leaf is originated. That additional structures we can call them as petioles. Are you able to understand? So petiole is different, and what you call stipule is different. Are you able to understand now? Petiole means that part which supports the leaf, but whereas a stipule is, it is an additional appendage which just looks like a leaf itself, but it is present on either side of the nodes. Are you able to understand? So how does these petioles appear like? So sorry, stipules appear like. So here you are seeing the structures now. So these structures you can call them as stipules. So they are called as leaf-like appendages. They are not leaf-like, but they appear like leaves. So they are present either on one side or both sides of the nodes from which a leaf will originate. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now all these parts we have studied already. So with this, the leaf is attached to the stem. With this means what? The base. With the leaf base only, it is attached to the stem. So it may bear two lateral leaf-like appendages, which are called as stipules. Already we have studied leaf-like appendages, which are called stipules. So in monocots, in monocotyledonous type of plants, the leaf base expands into a sheath covering the body partially or wholly. Are you able to understand now? So what is meant by base? So that is the region where this petiole is attached to the stem nomen. Are you able to understand? So that petiole itself, it behaves like a covering to the stem of which kind of plants? So monocotyledonous plants. Are you able to understand? So here you can see this structure nomen. So at this region, it is attached to the stem. Are you able to understand? And this layer, so this is an extension of the leaf base. So what that leaf base is doing, that is covering partially the stem of this plant. Okay. And beyond this point, this you can call it as the leaf. This is called as the leaf. Are you able to understand? So in some monocotyledonous plants, what happens? The leaf base itself, it expands to cover or to give protection to some part of the stem of the plant. Are you able to understand? That is called as the function of this one. This you can call it as a sheath. Okay. So next, leaf base. With this, already we have studied. So in some leguminous plants, the leaf base may become swollen, and this swollen part of the leaf base you can call it as pulvinus. Are you able to understand? So in monocotyledonous plants, what was happening? This was the base of the leaf number, leaf of the base. Okay. So this leaf base itself, it was covering the stem. Okay. But in some leguminous plants, what will happen? This base will become swollen. Its size will increase, and that type of leaf bases, what you call it as, you can call it as pulvinous. So this is another important point which you should understand. Are you able to understand? Generally, leaf base will be present in monocotyledonous plants. It covers partially the stem of this plant itself. And in leguminous plants, what will happen? It becomes swollen, and this swollen part of the leaf base, this is called as pulvinous. Fine. That's it. So petiole. So what is the advantage of petiole? This is the advantage of petiole domain. So already we have discussed one advantage. It is responsible for holding the leaf to the stem. Are you able to understand? And one more advantage is it is responsible for movement of the leaf also. Are you able to understand? So it helps to hold the leaf to the light. So in some of the what you call plants, so these leaves, they will be moving according to the direction of the sunlight also. No? So because they require sunlight, so petiole is responsible for holding the leaf to the direction of the sunlight so that it can take the sunlight, and it is responsible for producing stars with the help of photosynthesis. So that is one advantage of petiole. Okay. So thin Long flexible petioles allow leaf blades to flutter in wind, thereby cooling leaf and bringing fresh air to leaf surface. Are you able to understand? So this movement of this petiole, it is responsible for the movement of the leaf also. No? So when this leaves moves in air, then what is going to happen? So the surface area of the leaf will be cooled down. That means its temperature will come down to normal temperatures. So these are two advantages of petioles. Are you able to understand? So one advantage is, first of all, it holds the leaf. Second one is it will make the leaf to be present in the sunlight. Are you able to understand? Third advantage is, with the help of petioles, this leaves will be moving down. So this cools down the surface area of the leaf. So these are some of the advantages of petioles. Okay. Next, lamina. The total surface area of the leaf is called as lamina, or you can call it as leaf blade also. So the green extended part with veins and veinlets. The middle prominent vein is called mid-rib. Veins provide rigidity to lamina and act as a channels of transport of water, minerals and food materials. Already we have discussed Nama. So there will be a central mid-rib. This is called as central mid-rib. And to the central mid-rib you can find veins. And to the veins you can find veinlets. So what are the advantages of this mid-rib, veins and veinlets? First of all, they are responsible for supporting the leaf. For the present shape of the leaf, these midribs, veins and veinlets are responsible. So without this midrib, leaf cannot maintain its shape. Are you able to understand? And the second advantage is that they are responsible for transportation of required water and mineral nutrients also. So these are the advantages. Fine. Venation. Next, how these veins they are distributed throughout the leaf, that is called as venation. Okay. So it is the arrangement of veins and veinlets in a leaf lamina. So how veins and veinlets they are arranged, they are called as that process, that shape or structure is called as venation. Okay, ma'am? So we have two types of venation. What is that? One is reticulate venation, and the second one is called as parallel venation. So these are the two types of venations which we have. Now let us study what is meant by reticulate venation. Reticulate venation means here veinlets form a network. Okay, ma? It means the veins, to the veins, what are the extra growths which are present? Veinlets are present. So these veinlets, they become a network of veins or network of veinlets. So here in the figure you can see all this network of veinlets is present. So this network of veinlets, if it is present, then this type of venation you can call it as reticulate venation. Are you able to understand? So then what is meant by parallel venation? So this is very important. Reticulate venation, where you find reticulate venation, you can find in dicotyledonous plants or dicotyledons, just you can say. Okay. And parallel venation, what is meant by parallel venation? So you don't find any network of veinlets. Are you able to understand? Network of veinlets you don't find. What you will find here, so veins run parallel to each other within a lamina. All the veins they run parallel to each other in the leaf blade. Okay, so they may be running perpendicular to the midrib, they may be running parallel to the midrib, whatever it may be. So here what you call this network of veinlets is not present. Are you able to understand? So this type of venation if you can find, then what is the type of venation we can call it as parallel venation. So best example is banana leaf number. You should have banana leaf number. So just veins are present in a regular fashion, running parallel to each other. So there is no concept of network of veins. Are you able to understand? So this is called as a parallel venation. And where you see parallel venation in the monocotyledons only, you can find parallel venation. Are you able to understand? So in dicotyledons you will find reticulate venation, and in monocotyledons you will find parallel venation. So this is how you have to remember. Okay. Next, types of leaf. So depending on the nature of the leaf or shape of the leaf or how they are arranged into the midrib, we divide the leaves into two types. One is a simple leaf and the second one is a compound leaf. Are you able to understand that? So what is a simple leaf? So to the node, you can see only a single this type of structure. Then it is called as a single leaf. Are you able to understand now? And what is meant by compound leaf? Neem tree you should have seen now. So here you can find the diagram neem. So this single leaf, can you call it as a leaf? take a single leaf of a neem tree. Can you call it as a leaf? No. So this total combination, you will call it as a leaf. Are you able to understand? So this total combination of small leaves are present, that total combination is called as a what you call compound. Are you able to understand? No? It means that what is meant by simple leaf and compound leaf, we will try to understand in the next slide. See, compound leaf is again divided into how many types? Pinnately compound leaf, and the other one is palmately compound leaf. Are you able to understand? So you are able to understand, Mama? To the node, if you can find only one leaf, then it is called as a simple leaf. And to this mid rib, this one you can call it as a mid rib. Mid rib you can see many small leaves, then this type of total leaf you can call it as a compound leaf. Are you able to understand? So let us try to understand what is the meaning of simple leaf. So here a leaf lamina is entire or when insist, the incisions do not touch the mid rib. Now can you say what is the meaning of this one, Nama? So leaf lamina is entire. Entire leaf lamina is attached to the what you call petiole itself. Or one insist, the incisions do not touch the mid rib. What is meant by incisions? So these structures which you are seeing here, they are called as incisions. Are you able to understand? So these incisions, they are not touching the mid rib. So there will be a mid rib to the leaf now. So if the cuttings in the leaf, they are called as incisions. Incisions, if they are not touching the mid rib, then the type of leaf you can call it as a simple leaf. Are you able to understand now? Clear now? And now let us see what is meant by compound leaf. Compound leaf means, so here the incisions of the lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking into a number of leaflets. Okay. So therefore, in a branch of neem, so you can take a small branch, Nama. So that is not actually a branch, that is completely a leaf. And what is that kind of leaf? You can call it as compound leaf. And what is that supporting structure which is passing through the middle? That is called as midrib. Are you able to understand more? So incisions are the end points of all the leaves, all the leaflets. They come and join the middle. They come and they connect with the midrib itself. That type of leaf you can call it as a compound. Are you able to understand more? So see here. So a bud is seen in the axil of petiole in simple and compound leaves, but not in the axil of leaflets of compound leaf. Are you able to understand? So where you see this bud, so bud is seen in the axil of petiole. Axil of petiole means what? The starting point of petiole will be there, no? Supporting structure will be there. No? There what you see, there you see the bud. Are you able to understand? But the same bud you cannot see in the veinlets of the compound leaf. Have you understood anything? Okay. See, I will try to understand here. So what is this leaf? No? Simple leaf or compound leaf? Simple leaf. No? So this is the petiole. No? Okay. So at the end of petiole, that is at the axil of petiole, you can see buds also. Are you able to understand? Similarly, this is also, you can call it as a midrib and a petiole, both you can call this. So here also at the axil or at the starting of this petiole, again you can find a bud. So bud where you will see at the starting point of the petiole. You can see both in a simple leaf also, you can see in compound leaf also. But in the compound leaf, you have veinlets, leaflets are present. So at the starting of leaflets, you don't find any bud. That is the meaning of this. Are you able to understand? So what is this one? No? This one is what? That one. That one is a leaflet. No? Are you able to understand? What is this one? This one is a leaflet only. No? And to the leaflet at the starting, you don't find any buds. There you don't find the buds. Are you able to understand? Buds are seen in a simple leaf also. Buds are seen in compound leaf also. But where you will find the buds? You will find the buds at the axil of the petiole, at the starting point of the petiole. But at the leaflets, you don't find any buds. Are you able to understand? So how can you define a compound leaf? So a group of leaflets where the incisions of all leaflets incisions of all leaflets touch the mid-rib. Okay, ma? So this is what is the definition of a compound leaf. Are you able to understand? Ma? See, ma, what are the incisions here? For example, if you take this figure, this is the incision of a leaflet. Ma? Are you able to understand? Ma? So outermost border you can call it as the incision. And here this is the incision, here this is the incision, this is the incision. Are you able to understand? So all these incisions, they are touching with the mid. So therefore this total leaf I can call it as a compound leaf, a combination of leaflets. Have you understood the difference between a simple leaf and compound leaf? Understood, no? Simple leaf means there is only single leaf, that's all. Where at the petiole you will find a bud. But in the compound leaf, many leaflets are present. And the incisions, the outermost point of all the leaves, they are connected with the middle. That is the difference between simple leaf and a compound leaf. Okay. Then again, compound leaf we have divided into two types now. Pinnately compound and palmately compound. So in the figure only you can see here. Okay. So if this is the arrangement of the leaflets, this type of arrangement you can see, then this type of arrangement you can call it as pinnately compound leaf. Okay. And what is this rachis here? Rachis is what? Rachis is nothing but mid-rib bone. Okay. Rachis and mid-rib both are same. Are you able to understand? But generally we use the term mid-rib for simple leaf and we use the term rachis for compound leaf. But mid-rib and rachis both do the same functions. Okay. And palmately compound means what? At the same point, many leaves if they are originated, then this type of compound leaf we can call it as palmately compound. Understood, Nama? So pinnately compound and palmately compound. So these are the two types of compound leaves. Okay. So already he gave the explanation here. See here. Pinnately compound. What is meant by pinnately compound in this? A number of leaflets are present on the common axis, and what is the common axis called as rachis, which represents the midleaf of the midrib of the leaf. So rachis and midrib, they are the synonyms only. You can write like synonyms, etc. Example of pinnately compound, neem tree. Neem tree is an example. Neem compound leaf of a neem. Palmately compound. So leaves are attached at a common point. So that is at the tip of the petiole. So there is one petiole originated from the stem. And to the tip of the petiole, you can see many leaves are surrounding the petiole. Are you able to understand? So this type of arrangement of compound leaf is called palmately compound. And what is the example of this one? Silk cotton. So neem is the example for pinnately compound. Silk cotton is the example of palmately compound. So in the figure here you can see now. So this is the arrangement of this rachis and the leaflets are arranged like this. But here this is the petiole and to the end of the petiole you can see many leaves they are attached to the common point. Okay, that's it. Fine. Next, phylotaxing. What is meant by phylotaxing? So it is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem of the branch. It means how leaves are arranged to the branch. Based on that, we have classified the leaves into three types. And this arrangement of leaf, what you call it, that is called as phylotaxing. So first one is alternate type of arrangement, opposite type of arrangement, and the third one is called as whorled type of arrangement. Are you able to understand? So alternate means what? First you will find one leaf, then after some distance you can find the second leaf, and then you can find the third one, then you will find the fourth. So there is some regular distance between one leaf and the other. Are you able to understand? So, and what is meant by opposite? Opposite means this is one leaf, exactly at the opposite position you will find the second leaf. This is called opposite type of phylotaxing. Clear? Next, whorled means what? So all the petioles, they originate from the surrounding the stem. Are you able to understand? For example, if this is the stem, here you will find the origination of one petiole. Here you will find the origination of one petiole. Here you will find the origination of another petiole. So all the petioles or all the leaf bases, they are attached to the stem at the same point or surrounding the stem. Okay. So that type of arrangement you can call it as whorled type of phylotaxing. Are you able to understand? That's it. So how many types are there, ma? One is alternate, second one is opposite, and the third one is whorled. Clear? Next, alternate. So already we have understood them. He definition wise he is giving. So single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner. It means first one leaf, then after traveling second distance, second leaf. So like this in alternately you can find this leaves. And these examples, they are very, very, very important. What are the examples? First one is China rose for alternate type of Phylotaxing, mustard, sunflower. So China, mustard, sunflower, CMS. So these are the examples of alternate type of Phylotaxing. Next one is opposite. What is meant by opposite? A pair of leaves arise at each node and lie opposite to each other. Okay. Examples are Calotropis and Uva. These are the two examples. Word. So more than two leaves arise at a node and form a varroa. Are you able to understand now? And example of this one is Alstonia is an example. Okay. So these examples you must remember. So CMS, China rose, mustard and sunflower fir, alternate type of Phylotaxy. So Calotropis and Guava fir, opposite. Alstonia fir, world type of Phylotaxy. In the figure you can see here. You will understand now. So this is alternate, first here one leaf, then here one leaf. So leaves are arranged side by side, opposite. And here many leaves are attached to the same point. They are called as square. Clear? So next, modification of the leaves. So in the last class we have studied about modification of stems, how stems can be modified. So there also you will find the tendrils, there also you will find the thorns, there also you will find the structures which are responsible for photosynthesis, all you will find. Similarly here, how leaves can be modified. Modification of leaves we are studying. Okay. So leaves are modified to perform functions other than photosynthesis. Clear? So not only for photosynthesis, other than photosynthesis functions also taken. Tendrils, first modification for a climbing. And what is the example of this one? Pea tree, peas. Spines. So leaves also can be modified into spines. Clear now? And they are for defense. And example is cacti. Okay. Fleshy leaves to store food. And the example is onion and garlic. Are you able to understand? It means that onion and garlic, they are not fruits, or they are not roots, or they are not stems also. Basically, they are what? They are leaves only. Are you able to understand? So, leaves are modified into how many types? Basically, tendrils, spines, and what you call fleshy leaves. Okay. So, this one is called the tendril. So, here leaf itself is modified into a tendril. And here on the leaves, you can find this thorns or spines which are present in them. So leaves can be modified into spines also. And some of the leaves, they can be modified to store the food materials also. Example is onion and garlic. Both are the originations of the leaf itself. Fine? That's it. Okay. So some more modifications he gave. In some plants such as Australian acacia, so the leaves are small and short-lived. Are you able to understand, ma? So in plants like Australian acacia, so the leaves are very small leaves are present, and short-lived. Short-lived means what? So petioles will be present like that only, but leaves they fall to the ground. That is called as short-lived. Are you able to understand that? So their petioles, after the leaf falls down, the petioles expand, become green, and they start synthesizing the food. Have you understood? So in Australian acacia, what happens? Leaves are very small basically, and they don't have bigger life forms. They fall to the ground after a short period. Then these petioles, the supporting structures of this leaf, they expand, they will increase their surface area to perform the process of photosynthesis. So this is a very interesting point. So Australian acacia has this characteristic. Clear number? So next, leaves of some insectivorous plants. Okay. So example is pitcher plant, Venus flytrap. So they are also modified leaves. Are you able to understand? So see, leaves of these insectivorous plants, they also can produce food material by photosynthesis, partially. Are you able to understand? And partially they depend on the micronutrients which are present in other insects also. Okay, so they have both nature. They can prepare the food material by photosynthesis also, and they depend on other insects also. Okay, so these traps which you are finding here, what are these traps? They are basically leaves only. Leaves only, they are modified to catch the trap. Okay, and here you can find this type of structure soma. So when an insect goes into them, they close their what you call leaves. So basically they are also modified leaves. So examples are pitcher plant. So this is called a pitcher plant, and this is called a Venus flytrap. Okay, yes. Okay, ma'am. So next we will study about the flower and its inflorescence. Are you able to understand me? So the arrangement of flower itself is called